What is up, everybody? Ethan back tonight with another beer review, and what I've got tonight is Medlock India Pale Ale. This is a IPA out of Six Bridges Brewing Company in Johns Creek, Georgia, which was established in 2018, it says on the can. I used to live not too far from Johns Creek, Georgia, so it's a relatively new microbrewery. Six Bridges, Medlock. I believe that's a bridge going over the Chattahoochee there, Chattahoochee River. It is a 6.2% ABV IPA. It was packaged on, and I like that it has the date. They don't all have that. 7/16/24, so July 16th of this past year. It's, a couple months ago now, but still within the freshness date of, like 6 months or a year. It's within 6 months of when it was packaged, so I consider that fresher than you usually get. So I'll take it. Brewed with Citra, Mosaic, Simcoe, and Centennial hops. Six Bridges Brewing, 6.2% ABV, like I mentioned, 12-ounce can. 6.2, that's definitely not a double IPA. That's kind of on the lower end for an IPA. They generally are 7.5. So 6.2 is, borderline sessionable for an IPA. Brewed and canned in Johns Creek and Milton, Georgia, which is north of Alpharetta. Pretty much due east of me, about 20 miles. Georgia's father-son brewery and distillery. So it's a family father-son brewery and distillery. Did not know that, so let's go ahead and get into it. Enough specs about the brewery. Got a hard pour. Foamy white two-finger head. The appearance is, what would you call that? Golden? Hazy golden. It almost looks orange to me. It looks lighter in the camera than it does to my eye. Ascending bubbles. The bubbles are kind of clinging to the side of the glass. You might be able to see that. I don't know. The aroma is fruity, piney. Definitely get like a citrus, like an orange or a lemon. Not real pungent. It's kind of subdued, I guess you would say. It's not real like jumping out at me. It's kind of on the low end of being real aromatic. Kind of has a mild kind of aroma. I'm guessing the taste will kind of follow suit. Yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Cheers. Medlock India Pale Ale. And I bought a single can at Total Wine and More. I believe it was like $2 and some change. I can't remember. It might have been 49 cents, 69 cents, $2.99. I can't remember. But it was $2 and something. It was under $3 for the single 12-ounce can, which pretty good. As good as you're going to get these days. So the taste kind of follows right along with the nose. Fruity, citrusy, little piney. I like it. It's better than that IPA I had a couple days ago. This one does taste fresher. The one I had a few days ago was a few days past the freshest by date. And this one does taste fresher, so I like it. It's more fuller, it's more rich tasting. It's not like, it hasn't lost its punch, so to speak, over time. It still has a nice kind of rich flavor. While still not being heavy, thick, or overpowering. And like I said, 6.2% ABV. That's kind of where I like my IPAs, kind of lower alcohol. I don't like those real high 9.5%. It's just, ooh, yeah. Don't drink too many of those; they'll make you ill. I like the lower ones where you can have a couple and feel fine. I don't. I generally kind of gravitate towards lagers and pilsners anyway. I used to drink a lot of stouts and porters. As I've gotten older, I do drink less. I mean, I say older. I'm still really young, but over time, I've drank more light beers, and it seems to just work better for me. But yeah, good flavor, low bitterness. I wouldn't say the IBUs are very high on this one. Probably 35, maybe. It's kind of mild. I haven't had a lot of IPAs here recently. To someone who drank like a lot of Bud Light, and that's all they drank, this one might be kind of rich and heavy. But to me, someone who's been drinking beer pretty regularly for 6, 7 years, this one is not that heavy. Pretty mild IPA, really drinkable while also having great flavor. I like it. This is kind of better than I was expecting. Sometimes these, suburban Atlanta microbreweries are kind of hit or miss. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. A lot of them kind of just rinse and repeat, kind of do the same thing over and over again. This one's nice. It's well rounded, it's balanced, it has a nice uniform flavor. I'm not getting overpowered by hops. I'm not getting overpowered by juicy fruitiness either. It's a nice balance, a nice marriage, if you will. I like it. I'm going to give it a 90 out of 100, an A minus. Not something I would drink regularly, but a good treat and a solid IPA. I like it. Yeah. If you are in this area, I don't know how good their distribution is. I know my boy Blue Ice and Brian the Beer Snob, and who else do we have that lives in this area? As far as I know, they're my only fellow Georgia beer tubers, so maybe they can get this. Oh, and Beverage Ramble, Jean-Pierre, he lives in Georgia too, I believe, near Atlanta, not far from me actually. So, yeah, they can probably get this. Like I said, first time I've seen it. I'm trying it for the first time. I recommend it if you're in this area, like those guys are. But if you live in, Maine, Minnesota, Texas, you probably can't get this, unfortunately. But for us local Georgia guys, I recommend Medlock India Pale Ale from Six Bridges Brewing. A solid, decent IPA. Cheers. And that'll do it for this review.